Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time for another episode of Foundation Fest, and today I'm coming at you from Galway, Ireland. Yes, odd setup, but we're gonna make it work. If you saw what's going on with this camera here, oh my goodness gracious. We're gonna check out today from Ulta Beauty, since I had such great luck with the Complexion Crush Foundation, which you can check out a couple videos back. I'm gonna check out their Tinted Moisturizer. This is supposed to have a dewy finish. Let's read here. A dewy luminous finish with snow mushroom extract and olive fruit oil to help hydrate. This one retails for $14 and it's 1.18 ounces. So you're getting it's less than $12 per ounce if you want to compare apples to apples for typical foundation bottles. So I've got this in the shade Light. It does come in 8 different shades. This is not the lightest. There's one lighter than this, I believe. And let's take a look at this one. Oh, I don't have the rest to swatch against. Well, I can swatch it against one. Let me swatch it against the Ulta, and I brought my NARS with me. Swatch time. I don't have my entire foundation collection here with me in Ireland, so this is what I've got. First up is the Ulta Beauty Tinted Moisturizer in shade Light. Second, I've got the Ulta Beauty Complexion Crush Foundation in Light Cool. Definitely has more of a pink undertone to it. And the third swatch is the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation in Vienna. I already cleansed, moisturized, and sunscreened this 47-year-old face, and I'm going to apply with fingertips because this is supposed to be sheer kind of coverage, and so typically these kinds of no makeup things I would apply with fingertips. Let me get my got my Kevin Aucoin palette here with the good little mirror on the inside. I can only see the top half of my face in what I'm looking at right now. All right, consistency. I hope you can see that. Somewhat thick, not too drippy. I probably have too much on my hand for one half of my face, but we'll make it work, y'all. We'll make it work. We'll take it down the neck. Shade does not seem to be too dark for being light. I don't really have any color to me yet, even though we are in June right now, but oh gosh, it's July. But when I come to Ireland, there's like no sun here, so I don't get sun here anyway. I'm here for work. I'm teaching the JMU Study Abroad media program in Ireland. I'm here for a couple more weeks. I might be home by the time you see this. I think I will be home by the time you see this, but here we go. Side to side, let's, there is a little bit of coverage going on. I mean, I'm just checking the redness on my chin and my sunspots over here. Definitely a dewy finish. It adds some dewy complexion to it as I get yesterday's mascara off of my eyes. It's doing a little bit of smoothing of pores, although I will say, if you have texture, this is the textured side of my face, and the level of dewiness or the way the sheen is coming across, it is sort of emphasizing texture just a little bit. Let's even things out on the other side. This a little bit goes a long way. I feel like I've used a bit too much on both sides, really. That's okay. We'll take it down my neck. I could probably be wearing the fair shade right now, but I was assuming, testing during summertime, that I will eventually get a little bit of color. I wear sunscreen every single day, but I'm not as religious about reapplying as I should be, so I usually do get, you know, half a shade darker in the summertime versus the winter time. Now, this being so sheer, I don't think I can really get away with my trick of using it as concealer because it's not really giving much concealing coverage. But for no makeup, I really like how this feels, I'm not gonna be able to do the traditional zoom in close up with you guys, but I will attempt to show you as still as possible what we've got going on here. I would say it's nicely blurring to pores, mild blurring. Can still see them a little bit, but not too much. A little bit emphasizing to texture. Does not appear to be settling into lines anywhere. I'd say we're getting a little bit of coverage and color correction, nothing major. It is quite sheer. Definitely a dewy finish. So when they claim that, they're accurate on that. I feel like there's a lot of reflect. So I'm sitting in front of a window with natural light right now, and I do have a little USB ring light, but it's not very powerful at all. It's just getting rid of some of the shadows. So the reflect you're getting is pretty well natural light. I will do a daylight check-in in a bit. So let's take a look at the time. I can't show you on my phone because my phone is filming it. Can you see my watch? It's 12:40 Ireland time, which, if you're not aware, is 5 hours ahead of Eastern time in the summer. So let me go put the rest of my face on. I will be right back. Back with the Ulta Tinted Moisturizer. It does have a very nice no makeup kind of a look to it. I'm wearing all the usuals: Flower Beauty Heat Wave bronzer and their Flower Pots blush in warm hibiscus. My eyes are the Rock Candy palette from ColourPop, and my mascara that I brought with me to Ireland is the CoverGirl Lash Plumping Mascara, and the lip I've got is the Maybelline Green Edition Balmy Lip Blush in Dusk. I was gonna say, I just looked at it. How do I already forget it? I've had no issues with anything settling. I did not have to set this with powder, and everything seems to have blended just fine. I did not go in with a heavy hand. We're not going for a full face today, just keeping it simple. But so far, no issues. We'll see how well this holds up over time. I'm going to run, get some lunch. Then I have a class to teach. And then, so I'll do a daylight check-in somewhere in Galway. And then I'll come back tonight, give you guys my final thoughts. Hey guys, daylight check-in here behind one of my favorite murals here in Galway along the canal. It's been about 3 hours. Here is what we've got in terms of color match. Tiny bit dark, but it'll do. I still think texture's a little bit accentuated, but the dewy finish is still there. It hasn't changed much, hasn't gotten any more or less, which is good. I like that it stays true. And there you go. That is where we're at the 3 hour mark. I will be back tonight and we'll wrap this one up. It is just past 10 p.m. That puts us just past the 9 hour mark. Let's take a look at how the Ulta Beauty Tinted Moisturizer held up. I just got a good look at it in the mirror in the bright bathroom lighting. And so here's what happened. Just after I had filmed the daylight check-in, I got caught in like the only rainstorm of the day, 3 minutes worth of a downpour, and my face was soaking wet. I hadn't worn my jacket out and I didn't have an umbrella because the forecast said less than 5% chance of rain all day. And it was one of our very first nice days here since I've been here. And yeah, I caught the 3 minutes of rain we had today. I was out in it. So I got back to the apartment and I dabbed my face dry with a towel, and a good amount of product lifted away. So I do think I am missing a good amount of coverage just from that experience. So I would say it's generally not transfer proof or weatherproof. I would say that it doesn't look bad. Like I think it still looks fine generally, but you know, it's such a light coverage type of a product that You know, I don't know that you would know the difference if coverage was missing so much, you know, because it's not really a coverage intentional product, but very comfortable for dry skin. I absolutely think it's hydrating, but keep in mind, I'm filming this in Ireland right now, so I'm in Galway. I'm not in Virginia, and the humidity here is much higher than it is back home. My skin loves the humidity over here, so I don't have the same dehydration issues in my skin as I do back home. So take that for what it's worth. I feel like this was very comfortably hydrating on my skin, but I am in a very humid environment here. The problems with settling into lines, nothing like that seemed to occur. Everything seemed fine on that end. I do think all the way throughout the day, the way they accomplish the dewy finish does emphasize texture just a little bit. I noticed that on the more textured side of my face. And, you know, that's not a game changer, deal breaker for me, but if that's something that bothers you, it would be something to pay attention to in terms of decision making. But overall, I'm going to try and get as close in here as I can and give you guys a little bit of a look at what is going on. I think generally it held up really well. Blush and bronzer still appear quite intact, and not much of that changed even with my rain-soaked face. So if I had to give a grade to the Ulta Beauty Tinted Moisturizer, I think I failed to mention that it's SPF 24. I'm gonna go B+. I think it's very nice. It makes a nice no makeup kind of a thing. If you don't like feeling that, I hate to use the word plastic because that's overkill. It makes it sound like, oh, I wouldn't want that. No. But it leaves that, you can feel it on your skin. It's not tacky. That word's too much as well. You know, your hair doesn't stick to my face or anything, but you can feel it on your skin. So if that's a thing that you don't like, if that, you know, that's kind of how they accomplish the dewy finish. I've got a few products that kind of have this same feeling to them, almost plasticky. This one's not much. It's just a little bit, but I'm gonna go B+ for that. For the texture enhancement, I'd love to see more variation in the shade options that you can get for this one, but I think it's a really nice, easy, fast base. It gives some basic color correction, some basic smoothing in terms of blurring of pores. Beware the texture. If that doesn't bother you or you don't have that problem, then you might even like this even more. It's a good price, and it's all right. It's all right. Go and B+. There you have it. Another episode of Foundation Fest is in the books if you like foundation reviews. If you had fun with this one, thumbs up down below. Let me know in the comments, what would you like me to review next? I buy these puppies every time I get a chance. I hope you were able to catch my Instagram stories where I was asking what I should buy at Boots, because I'm probably back in the States by the time you see this. But oh, believe me, I will have spent a lot of time in Boots. And what's the department store that has the makeup? Brown Thomas? Is that it? Oh gosh, I love buying makeup and skincare over here. I could just do it all day long. So lovely. I could do lots of things here all day long. I would just, oh, Galway, I love you so. Let me know what you want to see. I'll do my best to get on that. And as always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.